Ugh. Good morning, Gemini. Welcome to your read for the last week of May. We're going to get started with a spiritual warfare prayer. Um, so, this is a prayer to Saint Michael, glorious Prince of the heavenly hosts and victor over rebellious spirits. Be mindful of me, I who am so weak and sinful, and yet so prone to pride and ambition. Lend me, I pray, your powerful aid in every temptation and difficulty, and above all, do not forsake me in my last struggle with the powers of evil. Amen. So I repel any and all negative energy, and I return it to sender in the name of Jesus Christ and with the help of Archangel Michael. We're using the Good Tarot for your reading. I haven't used this in a while, so please be patient with me. We're also using some other resources. For the middle week of May, Gemini, we have the Two of Water. The Two of Water. Okay. So let's learn more about the Two of Water. So the Two of Water is about a harmonious partnership, a loving and lasting relationship, a heart connection between two souls. I partner with one who is in harmony with me. Together we explore what is and might be, knowing we are there for each other. Two hearts beat as one as we take turns replenishing and encouraging the other. I have someone who can bring out the best in me, and I can do the same for another soul, for we are all expressions of divine love. Okay? So this card is about soulmates. It can also be about a business partnership if you are not dealing with love. Okay. As far as personal or spiritual, you were deepening your spiritual practice or diving into a hobby that will lead to new connections based on mutual interest. In current relationships, you are reveling in feeling loved and supported in your life. Okay. So that was last week. And clarifying, we have the messenger of air, the ace of water, and the hanged man. Okay. So with the messenger of air, let's see. Messenger of air. So I think last week you were involved in some sort of hobby, that you enjoy. Um, and let's see, because that's the page of air. The messenger of air is about opinions formed by experience, adherence to dogma, allegiance to a way of thinking or acting, a learned response, subconscious programming, and swift reactions or responses. I think this basically was about a certain hobby you were involved in last week. It may be that you're so experienced in your hobby that you need to broaden your perspective. Some of you may have an extensive knowledge, for example, about guns. Maybe your hobby is guns. Maybe you're a gun collector, which is just, an example, but you need to broaden your perspective. Okay. I can adapt a new way of thinking and behaving. And if I am swift and move quickly, ensuring my actions are for the highest good, positive outcomes are assured. Okay. So I think you could have met someone last week while, you know, looking in a hobby shop or a gun shop or, just anything that sparks your interest, anything that you have a great love for. Okay. You know, I used to know someone who was into painting model cars. Like he would buy the little model cars and paint them, and that was his hobby. So some of you last week you're involved in a certain hobby that you had a lot of love for with this Ace of Water. So, you could have also met someone that you have pure unconditional love for last week, but that love may have taken time to build. Um, you may have felt happy to be in this person's presence because maybe they had a lot of knowledge, like you do, about model cars or guns or whatever you're interested in. And some of you, when you were exploring your hobby, you were going through a dark night of the soul with this Hanged Man card. Okay. You were going through a dark night of the soul. Unexpected moments of pause can lead to new spiritual insights. Gaining a new perspective on your situation helps you expand your beliefs. Take time to reflect and surrender to the present moment as fully as you can. So, you may have met someone who is gaining a new perspective on life. If this is not your energy, you may have met someone who is gaining a new perspective on life. Some of you, if this is your energy, you are taking a pause, maybe looking at each individual gun or each individual car or whatever you were interested in a shop where you were learning about your hobby. Okay. For this last week of May, we have the Five of Fire, Five of Fire. Okay. So this last week, you may be going through annoying delays and circumstances beyond your control. Yeah, annoying delays and circumstances beyond your control are asking you to slow down and pay attention to details. Try to keep your impatience in check. Taking on several creative projects or tasks at the same time will lead to the frustration of not finishing anything. Focus on one thing at a time and see it through to its completion before beginning anything new. So I think some of you are still involved in a certain hobby or a certain project this last week of May. And maybe, with the model cars, if you're into that, you're starting on a bunch of different new model cars, but you're not finishing anything. And you need to focus on one thing at a time and see it through to its completion before beginning anything new. You need to you need to focus on something you're working on and finish it before taking on anything new. You may have become so excited about your hobby that you bought a lot of these model cars or these guns that you're working on. We have the Ace of Earth, the Seven of Fire, and the Messenger of Earth, okay? So with the Ace of Earth, I think you are investing your money into your hobby more this last week of May. You are following a new path of self-care and wellness that leads to vibrant health. Keep an eye out for new opportunities to create stability and wealth, such as inheritance or generous gift, okay? So you're following some sort of new self-care regimen this last week of May. And I think you could be including your hobby in it, where you take maybe an hour a day to work on your hobby, but you need to keep an eye out for opportunities to create stability and wealth. Some of you, when you're done painting these model cars or whatever you're working on, you may want to sell them. Like I have an Etsy shop, or you may want to sell them on eBay, whatever you're working on. So you're focused on self care. And we also have the Seven of Fire, which tells me you're really focused on your hobby. It kind of reminds me of a word they used to use for people with ADHD. And I'm not saying you have ADHD, Gemini, it's just an example. But one of the words they used to use for some people with ADHD was hyperfocusing. Maybe it was hard for them to read, but they were able to hyperfocus on, they could read, but maybe it was hard for them to pay attention, but they were able to hyperfocus on something they loved, excuse me, like a video game. Whatever you're working on, you're able to hyperfocus on it at this time with this Seven of Fire energy that we're getting from you. Seven of Fire. So, momentary challenges are inviting you to be more assertive and courageous in your personal life. So, you're having to be more assertive with people, maybe telling people that maybe you don't have time for certain things. You may find yourself speaking on behalf of others or coming to the defense of a friend or family member. You're asked to maintain an objective stance, focus on the facts, and work toward a solution. Focusing on the problem will only cause you to stall out, okay? And we also have a messenger of earth, messenger of earth. Some of you are balancing out self-care with taking care of a family member, possibly. And, you know, you may be called this last week to be assertive and to tell certain people no about certain things. Okay. So you're being very hardworking this week, this last week of May. It says, I am in the flow, committed to co-creating with spirit effectively and efficiently. I do my best and never leave a job half done. I am dedicated and determined, knowing my efforts will pay off. Okay, some of you could be working with someone that's like this, okay? Um, you know, so I think you're still talking to possibly someone who is involved in your same hobby. And, they're teaching you follow through. They're teaching you how to focus on one thing at a time and finish it. And so that's the primary goal this last week of May, is to focus on one thing at a time and finish it in regards to your hobby. Okay. And when we finish something, some of us, we don't let something sit around. Like I said, we either sell it or put it up for auction or make money off of it. Okay. Now, granted, I don't know how the laws work in every state, but with certain things, you have to be careful. Like, it's one thing, to assemble a gun and sell it. It's another thing to try to modify it or do something to it. There may be certain laws against that, in certain states. But as far as model cars go, if you've been working on, painting little model cars and selling them, that's fine. The first week of June, we have the Queen of Fire, Queen of Fire. Okay. So, Queen of Fire is usually someone who's focused on having fun. And it looks like the first week of June, you want to focus possibly on something different. Maybe you want to get out more. Some of you are focusing on cultivating your intuitive powers within your spiritual practice and manifesting your dreams into reality. Okay. Some of you may need to spend time in nature to rejuvenate your energy and spirit before returning to your responsibilities. So, for some of you, it's a good idea to, if you're still having trouble with focusing on one project at a time, maybe go out in nature, like finish one model car and then go outside for an hour. One thing I like to do is sometimes I'll take a walk in the mornings, and it'll be a walk to somewhere where I can get like a reward for taking a walk. Like I may walk to the dollar store, and when I get there, I don't buy a sugary drink because a lot of sugar is bad for our liver. But I will buy a drink that tastes sugary, or tastes like it has a certain flavor to it. I like the buy drinks with the tea in them, the green tea. They're equivalent to 1 cup of green tea. And that is my reward for walking there. So some of you may want to spend more time in nature this first week of June. And then, when you feel rested and rejuvenated, you can go back to whatever it is you're working on. For June, this first week of June, it's a good time to work on healing any blocks to your self esteem and sense of self worth. You're becoming more confident, which will lead to immense personal growth and improved relationships. Okay. So, clarifying this, we get the Hermit. So, you're spending some time alone. You are focused on your self care. Messenger of Water, focused on loving yourself with all that water. And you are focused on a new beginning, all on your own with this Fool card, taking a leap of faith. So, yeah, get out in nature, spend some time alone in nature. That way, nobody can bother you or come out there. You're deep in the process of soul searching and seeking your own inner truth. Okay. Allow yourself as much time alone as you need to look within, perhaps through meditation or taking long walks to tap into your divine inner wisdom. Okay. So the Hermit card, spending time alone, you're giving yourself as much time as you need to be outside without someone bothering you. Okay. You're learning to think positively with this Messenger of Water, learning to see the best in yourself, see the best in others. Heightened emotional awareness. This is a call to fall in love with yourself. So I need to look for the best in others and honor it, even when it seems a challenge to do so. My attractions stem from self-love and a knowledge that I am a part of all love, which takes many forms, each exquisite in its own way. I can have what I desire. There is no need for jealousy, anger, resentment, or fear when I am love and love flows into me powerfully. Okay. So I like these affirmations for that card. And with this Fool energy, you are taking a leap of faith and trusting that you have the support of the universe. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Instead, acknowledge that the lessons you encounter will lead to expanded consciousness and unforeseen opportunities. They're a part of your personal and spiritual evolution. Okay. So you're basically taking some sort of risk the first week of June. This type of energy reminds me of someone that could be looking for a new job. Maybe you become so in love with your hobby that you decide that you want to work at that place that you've been shopping at. Which, keep in mind, working somewhere is different from shopping there, but I'm sure you could get discounts on items you love. So you're taking a leap of faith to get in more involved in something that you love. Um, So this is very beautiful. I'm really enjoying this energy, Gemini. I really think it's beautiful. Okay. And I think you would be a great asset to this new job because you would know a lot about this hobby that maybe you're, getting involved. I mean, you know a lot about this hobby as far as, marketing to people, how to sell to people, things of that nature. Um, Now, your attitude for this last week of May is the Queen of Earth. So, more Earth energy. You are focused on self care at this time. You are focused on self care at this time with this Queen of Earth energy, Queen of Earth. If you're not taking care of your own home, you could be adding a beautiful touch to someone else's home if you're taking care of a family member. Um, some of you may be working on your inner child during this time, you know. You are focused on taking good care of your body, focusing on wellness and spending time in nature. Caring for your home, cooking or gardening will help you relax. We have the Seven of Air as well. Seven of Air. Okay. Now, some of you, when you're setting up boundaries for people, and not asking, but telling them, that you're going to have some free time of your own, you may feel like you have to lie to some people to get them away from you, which is not funny, but I understand that, which is why I'm laughing. You've been keeping aspects of your personal life hidden, but it may be time to open up and have an honest conversation with someone. Okay. You may be having self deception about the truth of a relationship, situation, or behavior, and that could only lead to heartbreak. Okay. Another meaning of the Seven of Air is independence, nonconformity, living life on one's own terms without people pleasing. So now is the time for me to live life on my own now. So I must find the courage to reject conformity. Listening to my yearning for independence is key to breaking free of groupthink and attending to my own needs. Diplomacy with others can help me to be true to my call to do what I know I must do for myself. Okay. So you're learning how to be independent and not conform to what others expect of you. We also have the Nine of Water. You are pursuing your wish fulfillments around this time to do what you want to do. For some of you, your health could be improving and you're welcoming overall feelings of happiness and joy. Make a wish and continue to follow your intuitive guidance on your path. This card signals abundance in all areas of life. So some of you are becoming very abundant this last week of May. And you are setting limits with people with this King of Air energy. You are setting limits with people. Some of you could be involved in law enforcement, or you may have used to be a cop. So, with this King of Air energy, have the confidence to be the authority of your life by taking action on your own behalf and standing up for your ideas. If you feel yourself faltering, seek out the advice of a professional about your health or other domestic situations. So, some of you, your health is greatly improving, but if you have any questions, you are being encouraged, to seek out the advice of maybe a specialist, maybe first a general doctor. But if the general doctor cannot answer your questions, you may want to seek out the advice of a specialist for certain things. Like for example, say if like your health was improving, but maybe you had acne, and you didn't know how to get rid of the acne, you may want to seek out a dermatologist, which is a specialist who deals with acne. And so the King of Air, you're using reason over instinct, intellect over passion. You're going through some successful negotiations at this time. Truth is everything. I think before I act, I work the universal laws with clear intentions, with clear intention. Yeah, I work the universal laws with clear intention. And the question for you from the King of Air is, do I see how the foundations of the past affect the present and future? Okay. So some of you are focused on preventative care, like do you see how stuff you do in the past affects the present and the future, and this is kind of, it reminds me of something I'm working on as well, Gemini. I've been on a keto diet lately, and I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. What I have done in order to not feel deprived is I have bought sugar-free candy, which helps me sometimes when I'm hungry. That way, I don't just eat a bunch of carbs or a bunch of sugar and ruin my diet. I've been limiting myself to about 40 to 50 carbs a day, or trying to. And so some of you, your health is improving. And I think what's going on, excuse me, with your health improving is you're basically seeing how decisions you make in the present, well, decisions you make in the past affect your present and your future today. Okay. Influencing you is the Three of Fire. Three of Fire. So you are focused on the future. You are thinking about the future. You want to have a better future for yourself, which is why you're making better decisions for yourself. And something else I wanted to say early on in the reading, but I forgot was, if you can find a job that you enjoy doing, for some people, it's like they're not working at all because they're doing something they enjoy doing. So you're surrounding yourself with inspiring people who will help you expand to the next level of personal growth. You're expanding your spiritual practice, whether you have the support of a community or you're calling in new friendships. Consider making travel plans that will expand your horizons and inspire you. So, some of you, influencing you, you could have found a job that's at a distance, a new job that's at a distance from you. Maybe what you're interested in is a distance away, like maybe the nearest hobby shop is about an hour away from you. So it may be at a distance from you. And some of you may consider moving to be closer to this new job. Um, I have an uncle who lives up north, and I'm not saying you're trying to work at McDonald's, but as an example, the closest McDonald's to him is about an hour away or so. Um, Now we have this page of Earth. Someone could have given you a message or told you about this new job opportunity. This could also be a new friend, you know. So let's look more into that page of Earth. This could also be you beginning a new creative project, health routine, or wellness practice. Stay steadfast in your vision and know that the beginning stages can be frustrating. Listen to your intuition to guide you to the next practical steps to propel yourself forward. You could also have someone who's training you, someone who's willing to train you on the job. Um, they may be younger than you with that Page of Pentacles energy, but with this Two of Fire energy, this person may be weighing their options before making a big decision. This person may have other people interested in this job and they want to try you out first to see how you are on the job. Um, okay. And this person will be impressed with your work, Gemini, and they will be communicating with you later because we have the Eight of Fire, which is communication. You will get a call back about this job opportunity. Your obstacle for this last week of May is the transformation card, which in traditional tarot is the death card. So you may be having problems ending, this previous job because maybe your employer wants you to stay. They don't want you to leave. And getting more information on this card, some of you are in the throes of a transformation of the self that may include letting go of old, worn out patterns and behaviors. Okay. This purge is creating space for new beginnings by forcing you to release the past. Okay. All right. So nothing remains the same, and I need to accept that life evolves through cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. Now is a time of transition as things are changing from one form to another. I need to allow this to happen for the highest good. I am called to let go of the old so I can welcome the new. Okay. Now, clarifying this death card, we have Fortune's Wheel. So you do have mixed feelings about leaving this old job. Mixed feelings, right? You are moving from a painful cycle to a more harmonious one with a new understanding and faith. You trust in the process of life, the cycles of death and rebirth, meeting new people, and embracing new situations that have entered your life. So, some of you may have a problem with, trusting this ending. You're not really sure, if this is for the best or not. Some people, they leave a job that pays well for a job that they enjoy that pays less, and they may have to wait over time for that job they enjoy to eventually raise up to the amount of money they used to be making. So some of you are having trouble trusting in the process, and we do have this Eight of Air, so you could be stuck in your head. You're kind of stuck in your head, having trouble trusting in the process and in this ending. um So you've been trapped in a situation that is no longer in alignment with your path. You need to begin to release yourself, but aren't sure how. Reach out for help if you feel stuck. And remember that you do not have to struggle alone. Okay. And the question for this card is, what is holding you back from making meaningful change? Okay. So, what is holding you back from, letting go of this past job? We have the Ten of Fire. There could be someone that you're worried about at your work, someone that's older. Maybe this person, they have a lot of heavy burdens and responsibilities on them if you leave this job. Okay. Maybe you're not sure how they're going to take care of the job without you. So, Ten of Fire. So, saying, if this is your energy, saying yes to everything and everyone has left you feeling burned out and overburdened. Creating boundaries and saying no can feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it is much more sustainable than taking on the weight of the world. You may be taking on incredible amounts of responsibility or creative projects in order to meet your personal goals. So you may have trouble letting go of a situation because you may have really wanted to get promoted in your old job, or there may have been someone that you really wanted to impress. But it is time to let go of this old job, okay? The outcome for the last week of May is the Five of Earth. So some of you are taking on a job, that pays you less, but it's a job you enjoy. And you will eventually work to making what you used to make with this Five of Earth. So, Five of Earth, and I didn't mean to word it that way. What I was trying to say is you're starting off as the Five of Earth in this new job, maybe not really making that much, but you will be building up to that. And not building up to the Five of Earth, but building up to what you used to make, okay? So you're being called to shift your focus from the material world toward the spiritual world in order to handle fears about stability and resources. Okay, creative solutions will appear when you ask for divine guidance. Health concerns may be looming in your life right now, but focus your mind on healing instead of suffering. Okay, so you may have some sort of health concerns. We have the sun. Some of you could have Leo in your chart. We have the Four of Fire. And I like the sun. I think the sun is a very beautiful card. You are feeling healthier inside and out and overcoming a period of sadness or illness. Again, it talks about inner child work, perhaps by finding a new passion or engaging in a hobby you once loved. Some of you, when you take on this new job, you may be setting up models or replicas of what you're trying to sell. Some of you, if you're selling like the little planes or helicopters, you could even be playing with them. I picture like someone at the mall that's playing with a plane or a helicopter. And so you get to play a little bit on the job to show people how fun it is, in order to encourage them to buy the product. Um, with this Four of Fire, and Four of Fire is another card about having fun. You're savoring the process of putting down roots. So, like I said, going back to you moving, some of you are buying or renovating a home, joining a group, or taking a relationship to the next level. Celebrate the joy and excitement of these milestone moments. Should the opportunity arise, go ahead and pour your excitement into a creative project. Spending time with family and friends, throwing a party, or taking a break to rejuvenate is beneficial for your spirit. Now, some of you with this new job you're getting, you could be throwing a party to advocate your business. I used to sell Avon, and while Avon does not necessarily make you a lot of money unless you have a lot of friends to market to, some people that worked in Avon, they would throw like a party, to start off their new beginning in selling Avon. And it would be a party that helped market some of their products with free samples and things of that nature. Okay. Um, so I think this is a time where, bad health is ending for you because we do have this Justice card. This could be the ending of a previous job or the ending of bad health. And, you're getting better. Okay. So we have the Sun, the Four of Fire, and the Justice card. Some of you may also be not spending as much time with friends once you get this new job. Because you may not have enough money to go out a lot, if you're starting off with entry level with something, okay? So we have the Sun, the Four of Fire, and the Justice card. What you don't see coming, Gemini, is the Strength card. I think this is about more pausing and reflecting on your spiritual path, taking more time out for yourself. So, whether you're making changes in your life or working to reach the next deepest level of your connection with the divine, you have what it takes within you to overcome any challenges. Be brave and trust your inner strength, but know it's perfectly fine to be vulnerable. Feel your fears and take action anyways. So what you don't see coming is, some of you are going to be very, strong and brave taking on this new opportunity. We have the Emperor and the Four of Water. And for some of you, this is your calling because I did pull out the call card. So Emperor, Four of Water, and the call. So let's learn more about this Emperor card. Some of you might try utilizing affirmations of self-empowerment to help you with having the bravery and the courage to leave this previous job. Give yourself permission to take up more space and become the authority within your life. So this is about you becoming the authority within your life because we're getting a second card about that. Instead of deferring to others or valuing their opinions over your own. So maybe some of you, you're used to going to a parental figure or someone else in your household. And do you think it would be okay if I left my job and got a new one? Do you think it would? You always run your decisions by a certain person, possibly. But what you're doing this last week of May is becoming the authority within your own life. And it has its perks, but on the downside of this, Gemini, if things do go badly, you don't have anyone to blame but yourself because you're becoming the new authority in your own life. Now, we do have the Four of Cups with this, so there may be some hesitancy to become the authority of your own life. So this Four of Water serves as a gentle confrontation over outdated mindsets or aspects of your spiritual practice aren't lighting you up the way they used to, okay? It's time to open up to something new. So it is, time for you to open up to something new. Cultivating willingness to move on from the past automatically opens new doors for you. So some of you need to, focus your affirmations on letting go of the past. And this new job you're getting involved in is your calling, okay, with this call card. I don't know what the traditional card 20 is in the tarot card. Okay. This is the Judgment card. So it looks like you've tried to do this before and you're trying to do it again, okay? You're trying to um become the ultimate authority in your life. Put your energy toward noticing the signs from the universe so you can begin releasing yourself from self-criticism and judgment. This is the time to start accepting your spiritual gifts, moving on from past pain, and embracing a new period of spiritual awakening. So you're going through some sort of spiritual awakening, Gemini. You're going through a big spiritual awakening about your life, okay? Maybe you're learning that, it is, ultimately up to you to make yourself happy and not anyone else. You're learning that you are responsible for your own happiness, okay? What's the advice? We have the Queen of Water, the Empress, which is the divine counterpart of the Emperor. So you are balancing out masculine and feminine sides to your personality around this time as well. Queen of Water, you need to focus on developing your intuitive abilities, okay? Some of you may want to start a dream journal or buy a dream journal. If you cannot afford to buy one of those fancy dream journals, you can get a regular notebook from Walmart or the dollar store. So activities like dream analysis and journaling about messages you receive in dreams can help you become more in tune with your inner self. Spend as much time as you can with people who inspire you and embrace activities that allow you to be more creative. You may also find joy in spending time at home, nesting, redecorating, and putting your love into everything you do. Okay. Some of you, when you're at home, you may be working on projects related to work just because you enjoy what you do. So that when you go back to work, you can tell your boss of a new idea you came up with or a new thing you're working on or maybe new ideas that you think would boost sales or productivity within the company. So, um, yeah, be sure to journal. Okay, journal, dream journal. Okay, dream journal. We have the Empress as well, and the Empress is about you coming into your power and knowing your worth. I think with this past job, your employer didn't really recognize your worth. I think they kind of looked at you and they thought, how can I work this person more and more and more? And that's not what you're here for. I mean, you're here, yes, we all have to work. We all have to, even if we get a check or disability or something of that nature, we're all here for a specific purpose. But your person didn't really, your past job employer, they didn't really see your worth, as far as being thankful and appreciative and grateful for what you do. They just saw it as an opportunity maybe to work you more or, add lots and lots of hours and wear you out. So, with this Empress, you're being asked to remember to practice self love and again engage in more creative activities. Okay. So, by tapping into the energy of Venus through creativity, romance, self love, and spending time in nature, you can bring divine love into your spiritual practice. Go outside and find ways to connect with the natural world. So, again, you're being encouraged to go outside. And your last piece of advice is the Page of Water, which to me means more inner child work, focusing on yourself more, loving yourself. So, get in touch with your inner child by finding playful ways of expressing yourself. Listen to your instincts about any messages or inspiration that flows into your life now. If you choose to begin new creative projects, approach them with the curiosity of your inner child. Learn to find awe in small moments. So, learn to be happy in the now. Learn to find happiness in small moments. Okay. Um, don't focus so much on, well, when am I going to get a raise? When am I going to get that extra 40 cents per hour or whatever it is they're doing now? I don't know what they're doing now because I don't work at Walmart anymore. I used to work at Walmart where they would give me little raises and stuff. And, so I don't know how things work now at Walmart or any other company, but focus on little moments of happiness to get you through this new job because eventually you'll be making as much money as you did at the old job and you'll be doing something you love at the same time. So that's all I have, Gemini. Congratulations on, this new job and your improving health. Um, and remember, like, if there's something you don't understand, reach out to a specialist. I am actually reaching out to, a doctor next week because something has been going on with my throat. And I did go to a place that was free, but they told me to go somewhere else as far as my throat goes. And so I'll be seeing what's going on there. And I've tried all I can with home remedies at home for the most part. So, and I'm not trying to give too much information, Gemini. I'm just saying that if there's something you're going through and you can't find the solution to it, don't be afraid to reach out to a specialist. So keep focusing on self care and your health. Your health is the most important thing you can have. A lot of people come on here and I want someone, I need someone. That's great and everything, but really your most important thing is your health. You never want to lose your health. So that's all I have, Gemini. Take care and good luck and namaste. Bye for now.